All right. So, Amy, what first brought you to Pilates?
So I started Pilates because I had been running a lot. Well, I should probably say jogging. But I liked to do 5Ks. I worked my way up to 10Ks and then was walking a lot and jogging a lot for half marathons. And I unfortunately wasn't listening to all the advice about cross training as much as I should have been. And so I got a lot of hip and lower back issues. I think just a lot of muscle imbalances. And so one of my good friends, had been doing a lot of Pilates, and she was like, "Hey, you should really check this out. Pilates is really good at isolating muscle movements, and so you can figure out kind of where some of those muscle imbalances are. And so just check it out, learn about it, and then kind of from there, I really fell in love with how Pilates can isolate muscles and get you back in balance. And so it really brought back that joy because I was finishing those races and I was like, this is awful. And so now, I finish and I feel wonderful. And so um, that's what brought me to Pilates.
Awesome. And how
Yeah.
long have you been practicing Pilates?
About 2 years, a little over 2 years now. So,
And what benefits would you say you've seen from a regular Pilates practice?
so aside from obviously the kind of race stuff that I mentioned, for me, I think just anything from waking up in the morning and just feeling good in my body. So I can tell my posture has improved. Or the other day I was walking my dog and I kind of tripped and caught myself. And so I think just kind of that like, oh my gosh, fall. And then sometimes in the past I've had it where that like knee jerk would have kind of caused a little bit of back pain in that hot spot in my back. I've noticed that that doesn't really happen as much anymore. So I think just kind of that training my body how to be prepared for those little everyday things. As silly as that sounds, like I just noticed that my body is just, I don't know, better prepared for life. So
That's amazing.
uh, that sounds weird, but it really has been. And then I sit all day for work. I have an office job, and so 7:30 to 4 p.m. ish time frame. And so again, a lot of that hip issues I think came from that. I was just sitting a lot, and so I haven't had that pain from there either. And so I've just again holistically feeling good from waking up to sitting all day to better posture. So quality
Wonderful.
of life has been better.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Why do you choose to practice Pilates here at Northwoods Pilates?
So I was referred from physical therapy because unfortunately I was improving in my hip and back injuries through Pilates, but I did end up going to see a physical therapist just for some dry needling and some, true kind of physical therapy. Um, so I went and got referred from physical therapist to go see Cassie. And when I was at that point where I could just go back to some kind of everyday um, movement and rehabilitative movement. And I've really appreciate the tailored experience that I get with Cassie. Every movement experience is different. But at the same time, I know that she focuses on the goals that I have asked her to focus on, whether it be, like I was saying, that improved posture, or if I just mention, hey, I really want to focus on this particular movement, like improving my teaser. She says, okay, hey, let's do some of these preparatory movements. And then I can see that improvement progress in the next few sessions. And so I really appreciate that attentiveness to what I want. And I can see the progress and that tailored sessions.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we are recording this in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
Um, and we've been doing this, you have been doing virtual sessions for probably 6 weeks now. So how have those been going for you?
Good. So you can see in my background, I am fortunate enough to have equipment, but I have actually done both equipment-based and non-equipment-based sessions with Cassie. And so I think I'll start with the equipment-based sessions. And so the equipment ones, I really, there's some things I miss, there's obviously some of the tactile cueing where Cassie, can pull me right into that position, and that's nice. But I think Cassie does a really great job of using imagery or telling me verbally, hey, I can see this. And so I don't really feel like I'm missing out a ton on that experience because, we work through that together, whether, she can give that, hey, reach out to the corner of the back of the mat where you are, and we work through those things. And sometimes it requires a little bit of humor and sense of humor to say, okay, I finally got there, but we make it happen. And so from the equipment standpoint, I know I'm incredibly lucky. But the mat sessions, I do join Cassie's mat sessions on the weekends, and the ingenuity has been awesome, from using paper plates or chairs or different everyday household objects to just bring some variety into those mat sessions. You don't have to have all the equipment that I'm lucky enough to have to get a great workout in. And so I think that has been another flavor of fun for me, because it has brought in kind of a sense of community and meeting some of the other people that I don't and haven't met before when I have kind of the one-on-one sessions. So that's been really fun to kind of chat with people and meet people, other people that do Northwoods Pilates before and after the mat sessions. And so I've really enjoyed kind of the new aspects that the virtual Pilates has brought to bear. And obviously you miss some of the in-person aspects as well. But I think, focusing on the positive, there's been a lot of good too.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any advice for anyone who might be considering starting Pilates?
I would say my advice is to give it a try. I was nervous my first go around because I wasn't really sure what to expect. There's a lot of equipment that seems a little bit daunting. So like the tower behind me, can seem a little bit overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. And I think the nice thing about Cassie is, she introduces you to the equipment. She tells you what it is you're doing. She makes you feel very at home. And again, if you don't have access to equipment, you don't have to use equipment. And so that's okay too. But to just give it a shot and be open-minded and do what your body is comfortable with would be my advice too. It's not something that you have to feel like, you have to get this crazy, sweat in every day. I mean, it's great for breaking a sweat. It really is. But it can also be something that if you're just, you need to de-stress. That's another thing I actually meant to talk about in the, the pandemic portion. It's great. It's been so great for de-stressing during this time frame. But if it's something that, it's just a day where you just need a little mental break and maybe your body isn't cooperating, that's okay too. But just try and see where it takes you and have fun with it.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I don't know. I think just the beauty of Pilates is that it's for anyone. Young, old, every level of fitness, every level of mobility, whether, you're coming back from an injury or coming back from a surgery, or very mobile or not very mobile, or super athletic. It can be tailored to what you want and your goals. And there's just such a wide range that you can do with this movement. And so, I don't know, I think it's just a wonderful way of moving. And I hope everyone gets to try it and enjoys it as much as I do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Amy.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.